Bar, we never start fishing after 11, 12 to get the reel up and solid and running. And then shark was hitting us like crazy. We had like 3 bites of shark today. And it just was it was an off day. You know, first time doing it. So now we know how to do it for the next time.
Third place.
Third place. Hey, it's not bad. First time. For first timer, it's not bad. We know if we could get first place, but third place, hey, we still was in the race. We still was in the running. We got something.
Work on the diver.
Now, the diving bot, I'm gonna get slimmed down. I'm getting on some little diet food, and I can try come back next year and go deep sea drop with my brother, because my brother's a big time diver on the fence for us. So by next year, we should be good and running with the diving.
How you feel it's got Old Festival was this year?
Well, it's my first time down. I mean, not my first time in Cat Island. I'm a Cat Island now, but it's my first time down to the fishing tournament because they had it last year. And for what I've seen, it's a good start. It's a good thing for Cat Island. It will grow Cat Island, it will put Cat Island on the map, and people got to come out and try it. You know, just check it for the first time. Because the first time I'm down here, we did good. We had 47 on the second day. We had 14 on the first day. Today was a bad day. Like I said, we had a bad start out. Shark hit us 3 times, but for the tournament down here, it's good for Cat Islanders. It will put Cat Islands on the map. So whoever listening to this and seeing this, please come on down next year.
So the champions have been crowned in this year's 2nd annual Cat Island Fish Off, and they are looking forward to next year. It's been a pleasure here in Cat Island. I'd like to thank all those that made it possible for my cameraman Robert Johnson and I. Thanks for watching, and that's it from Cat Island.
One of the things that the church must be aware of, that this is no seat time and season for us to get so deep and holy that we can't hail folk who hurting next to us. We can't hail the people in our neighborhood. We can't see how hungry they are. We can't get too deep, brothers and sisters, and so anointed that we forget that if someone hurt you, you gotta forgive them.
Sundays at 8:30 a.m. on ZNS TV 13.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, a breakthrough surgical procedure performed here on Grand Bahama. Social services seeing an increase in demand for food. And a fatal accident on the streets of Grand Bahama. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, officials from the Public Hospitals Authority releasing a statement on a breakthrough surgical procedure performed at the Ram Memorial Hospital, heralding a new approach to the delivery of health care in the Bahamas. As Ramiko Knowles tells us, it is the first time a surgery of this kind was performed at the healthcare facility, and it marks the impressive collaboration of surgical teams from the Ram Memorial Hospital and the Princess Margaret Hospital.
In a press statement, officials from the Public Hospitals Authority say the open reduction thoracic spine fracture procedure was performed on a 20-year-old male patient at the Rand Memorial Hospital on Friday, October 8, 2021. And it marks the first time a complex spinal surgery was performed. Describing the 8-hour surgery as successful, officials credited the successful execution of the surgery on the excellent planning and scheduling between the surgical departments at the Rand Memorial Hospital and the Princess Margaret Hospital, noting that the framework is there and hopes it can be streamlined going forward so that emergency procedures like this can be performed in Grand Bahama on even shorter notice. Officials say this type of injury would have been airlifted to the Princess Margaret Hospital for treatment, but in this instance, it was necessary to travel to Grand Bahama to perform this procedure because there were no beds. The patient receiving the procedure suffered a devastating thoracic spinal cord injury at the lower thoracic level with a paralysis of both lower limbs following a motor vehicle accident. The statement says that all of the surgical goals were achieved. The patient's spine was returned to its normal position with reduced pressure on the spinal cord, but due to the severity of the injuries, the patient is facing a long road to recovery. It was a team effort all around. Officials thank all of the medical staff and surgical technicians who assisted, noting that the operating theater staff at the Rand Memorial Hospital are receptive, capable, and very willing to assist and learn. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the National Food Distribution Task Force was established in 2020 at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic in order to assist persons in need. But as of October 4th, that program has ended. Tonight, the Deputy Director of the Department of Social Services explains how they have stepped in to assist. Megan Shepard has more.
The National Food Distribution Program has officially ended, but thousands of Bahamians are still in need. Deputy Director of the Department of Social Services, Charlemagne Fernandez, says that any person that wishes to receive continued assistance is encouraged to sign up at any of the social services locations.
I would like to remind the general public, though, that persons can apply for food assistance through the internet, through our Promise program. They can make application in that way. And so there's no need for those long lines that I'm sure are very tiresome to clients. There's no need for that. But I know that there are some persons who don't have access to the internet and have no other way of applying except to come in. And so in that case, yes, come in. You can make application. We're open at our Sun Plaza location, our 8 Mile Rock location, Monday to Friday, from 9 until 5. I would urge persons in need of food to come as early after we open as possible. They register and they're given a time to come back because we're still preparing coupons manually, and so that takes the most amount of time. But
she says that the demand for assistance has been great for over 2 years.
Quite frankly, since Hurricane Dorian, there's not been a let-up in the demand for social services. We have been serving literally thousands of families here on Grand Bahama and across the Bahamas, and that has not abated. We have seen in the last 2 weeks or so a pickup or an increase of persons applying for food assistance, and we expected that to happen, and so we must deal with it as best we can because we know that there's a genuine need out there. These are our brothers and sisters. It is our calling to assist them.
And if you are in need and wish to receive assistance, Fernandez says that they are there to help.
A person can make an application for assistance once they reach the age of 18 years and they are citizens or permanent residents of the Bahamas. And those same services are extended, of course, to senior citizens as well. All persons who are in need can come in and make application for assistance from social services.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
This month is being celebrated as the Month for Older Persons, a time to shine the spotlight on issues impacting the elderly. Among the concerns, abuse of older persons. Megan Shepard reports.
As the Department of Social Services celebrates older persons within the community, Deputy Director Charlemagne Fernandez is also highlighting a major concern. She says that unfortunately, far too many senior citizens are being victimized in various ways.
Everything from persons mishandling their finances to mistreating them. Unfortunately, in the Bahamas, there seems to be an increase in persons who are suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's. The vast majority of persons have no idea how to handle that, or they have some preconceived notions. They say the senior citizen is being rude and uncooperative and all kinds of negative descriptions of what is in effect an ailment, a degenerative ailment. And so they get mistreated.
Fernandez says that not only is this not a new type of abuse that is happening way too often, she says she believes that abuse of the elderly is increasing.
People really don't have patience and understanding of dementia and Alzheimer's, etc. And they think that the tying the person to the bed or tying them down to keep them from wandering or whatnot is the appropriate thing to do. Some really horrific things. And mind you, well, we may wish to judge the person who's perpetrating these things, but very often people just don't know what to do. They are their wits' end and they don't know what else to do. And so bringing the matter to the attention of the Department of Social Services, you may think, well, the person is going to get arrested and punished and whatnot. But I think it's better to allow us to intervene. It might not end the way that you wanted to. The whole point, though, is to rescue the senior citizen from that type of treatment, because there is another and a better way, a more excellent way to deal with seniors. And if you can't do it, then we can make some other arrangement.
She says that if you are being abused or suspect that abuse is being carried out, you should immediately contact the department's 24-hour hotline.
If you are suspicious of something happening, you don't have to have proof. It's our job to go and investigate to see what the situation is. You only have to honestly believe something is not going well with a senior person. You call us on the hotline 24 hours, and we will intervene and see how best the matter can be resolved and the person can get the relief or the assistance that they need. Again, 727-2471 is our hotline. It is not just child abuse, it's any kind of abuse, any kind of emergency assistance that the individual or the family may require. You call that number and give us an opportunity to respond.
Fernanda also emphasized that the hotline number is open to accept reports regarding any type of abuse and is not limited to that of the elderly. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Bahamas Air Sea Rescue Association sharing safety tips on how to protect yourself while riding a jet ski. This coming after jet ski rider 30-year-old Rashard Cooper of Dundas Town, Abaco went missing last week. Rumiko Knowles reports.
A watercraft, or as some would call it, a jet ski, is used mainly for recreation. The vessels are to be operated by a person sitting, standing, or kneeling, but it can also involve serious risks. Captain Devon Archer from the Bahamas Air Sea and Rescue Association shares a few ways to keep safe.
Well, the first thing you want to do, always travel with a buddy. You want to make sure your life jacket is on, whether it's you and a passenger. Life jacket's always on, and zipped up, buttoned up, snapped. Without that, life jacket is worthless. Okay. There's a key on the jet ski that is attached to your arm or your person. You want to make sure that you attach it. If you fall off the ski, the jet ski will automatically shut down. It gives you a chance to swim to it, get back on board, and continue on.
He says operators should always think safety first when going out at sea, and notes that most watercraft are equipped with emergency apparatus. He adds that if a watercraft breaks down, the operator should never venture from it.
Stay with your ski. When we are doing air searches, it's much easier to find a big object such as a ski or a boat with a person on it than it is to find just the person in the water.
Now, for the past several days, search and rescue teams have made attempts to locate Rashard Cooper, who was reported missing by friends after riding on a jet ski in waters off Dundas Town, Abaco. Archer says Basra Grand Bahama is not the lead agent, but the jet ski was located.
Once the ski was found, it was found with his personal belongings, which leads us to think that he may have tried to swim for help. We don't know. I don't know. However, if he stayed with the ski, he would have already been found, and this is why it's so important that you stay with your equipment. So I cannot point blame and say all I can do now is just hope that we can find him.
In addition, Archer says an important key to remember when operating a watercraft is to always stay a minimum of 100 feet from the shoreline.
A lot of people are being hurt because they're out there swimming, enjoying themselves, and a ski just comes along the beach. While I know you want to do your acrobats and your show-offs and everything, do that offshore, not near the beaches where we have people swimming, children swimming, and everybody enjoying themselves. And even when you do your stunts, you think safety first, okay? Don't put yourself in a situation where you get thrown off the ski and hit your head, thrown into the water, and now you're just trying to survive.
From Eco Nolt, ZNS Network News.
Police on Grand Bahama are investigating a traffic fatality. Reports are that on Tuesday, October 12th, shortly before 8 p.m., Police Control Room received a report of a traffic accident in the area of the Ram Memorial Hospital. Upon arrival, initial investigations revealed that a blue 2009 Ford Fusion vehicle driven by an adult male and accompanied by a front seat male passenger was traveling south on East Atlantic Drive when he lost control of the vehicle and collided into the entrance wall of the Ram Memorial Hospital. EMS attended the scene and transported the driver to the Ram Memorial Hospital, where he was seen and examined by a doctor and pronounced dead. The front seat passenger was not injured. Investigations are being continued. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
Treat a large and small generators, propane and butane stoves, LED flashlights, fuel canisters, coolers, batteries, gas and electric chainsaws, cooking supplies, tarps, matches, duct tape, and more.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear hard hats, steel-toe boots, and climbing belts. They don't prowl the streets at night looking for the bad boys. They're the good guys, saving us during our darkest hours, putting their lives on the line every day to make ours brighter. They're the ones you call because you know they'll be there every time. It's not easy being a hero. Sometimes they're painted as the villain. But if there's one thing all heroes have in common, is that they don't give up. They're always fair, focused on helping those in need. Because for those heroes, it's more than a job, it's a duty. Some people try to be heroes, others just are. At Grand Bahama Power Company, we are proud to know a few heroes, always there for you.
Mother Nature has always been my inspiration. There's magic in every seashell and in the curve of every majestic tree. I design wearable arts. Jewelry should tell a story, your story. My clients love being able to choose their charms and bling, creating their own unique design. It's personal, so it's priceless. We all have our individual style. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. So why fit in when you're designed to stand out? I'm Tanisha Carey, your designer. Welcome to Baja Gala.
Hammers and wrenches and drills, oh my! Do It Center carries a large variety of housewares, power tools, plumbing and electrical, hardware and paint. Open Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located at the Gold Rock Complex. Everything to complete that job this season.
Ice the coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the back this, sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice, huh?
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Now to our feature story. We all know about conch salad. It's a staple for Bahamians, and fruit salad is a familiar dish as well. But what about savory seasoned mango salad? One local entrepreneur has taken on this new innovative culinary venture. How do you mango? Well, you just have to make a stop at the Mango Bar. It is an unusual business and one with customers who have an acquired taste, but it is something that is said to surely leave your taste buds wanting more. The Mango Bar is a new business located at the Les Fountain Plaza in Freeport, Grand Bahama. Proprietor Nikita Larota shares how she came up with the idea.
Back in February, I was home and I just was trying to brainstorm something that I can get into, because at the time I wasn't working. And I just was there brainstorming, and it clicked to my mind because usually when me and my daughter travel, we would go to the mango spots in Miami and other places. We travel and we usually like it. So when I thought about it, I called in the room. I said, Jewel, what you think about we starting to do the season mangoes and we just do deliveries from home? So she's like, okay. And then I pitched the idea to a few of my friends, and they thought it was a good idea.
She says the home-based business grew quickly, causing her to find a new location.
The first time I did it on a Easter weekend at Bimini. Because I was spending the weekend in Bimini. I was like, let me see how it goes. It went well, and then when I came back, I started doing deliveries from home. Until it started to become a bit strenuous, back and forth. And then I saw this and I asked if it was available, and then I just went from there.
And whether you like your mango ripe, green, or in between, Nikita says there's a wide variety of different flavors customers can choose from.
Lemon pepper, seasoning salt, garlic pepper, you have vinegar, lime, we have cayenne pepper, sriracha, hot sauce for the spicy lovers. Now I realize a lot of people now, they like the seasoning salt with lemon pepper. Everybody likes it with lime. For the ones who like it spicy, a lot of them get like the cayenne, the sriracha, the hot sauce. And it's like almost like, growing up when you were younger in a Bahamian household, you have the June plum, the juju, the ganap, that you put all your seasonings on. So it's like that. And then who isn't a mango lover?
She says the best part is that the fruit is available year-round, and it's something that the entire family can enjoy.
There's like, oh my God, we so like this. And then, husbands will come and say, oh, this is my wife kind of thing. And then the kids, so, every day it's growing. It is really, really good. And when you try the different combinations of seasonings, your mouth do a dance.
Now the Mango Bar is open from Tuesday through Saturday. You can find them on Instagram @_the Mango Bar or call 425-6200. Rotary Club of Nassau stepping up to the plate to help the staff and students of the Moores Island School in Abaco. Rotarians making a significant donation this week, and education officials say they are more than grateful for this donation, as it will fill a void that has impacted education for many years. The Rotary Club continuing to provide service above South throughout the islands. The organization recently making a significant contribution to the Moores Island All-Age School. District Superintendent for Abaco and the Keys, Dominique Russell, is thanking Rotary for the donation that helped to solve a long-standing issue at the school.
One of the issues we had at Moores Island All-Age is that when the power goes off, which was frequent, we would have to close school because the power was connected to the water as well. And staff would have to go home, students would have to go home. And the principal always made a noise about that. And when we got the opportunity and someone asked, what do we need? We knew that the generator is quite costly, and so we asked for that. And the Rotary came through, and we were able to get that generator so that the students and staff of Moores Island All Age could have school all year round whenever school is, in, and not have to, stop because they didn't have access to power and water.
Russell says Rotary also made some additional donations. However, the school is still in need of a new playground.
Rotary also donated with curriculum materials. We were able last year to obtain data plans for students as well as data plans for teachers. What we're trying to get is a playground or some playground equipment for the school. Those are very costly, and that school has over 153 children, and so we would love to have a playground set for the students in lower primary as well as in the upper primary school.
The district superintendent is commending the team at Moores Island All-Age School for a job well done.
Mrs. Ruth May Davis, she and her team have done what I call a Herculean task in providing, quality learning engagements for our children. I've had teachers who were teaching in their cars after the hurricane, and so just the fact that they went beyond the call of duty to ensure that those children, receive an education. And I have to say, too, that a lot of persons from the mainland actually went to Moores Island after Hurricane Dorian So their numbers would have increased from, it was 118 students at the time to almost 200 children. And so Moores Island would have been, almost like a safe haven after the storm. And so we really wanted to make sure that they were able to operate and operate effectively.
It is the newest kid spot in town where the fun never ends. Fun City Cafe is a video arcade and game room located in the Brickhouse Plaza. Manager Bianca Wilkinson says it is a place that the whole family can enjoy.
Fun City was needed in Grand Bahama because we saw where it was such limited space and things for kids to do. We offer games, food, party packages. We have, like you said, the basketball, the rock climbing, the virtual game. We have the Grand Theft Auto game. We offer the bumper cars for kids. They don't want to leave. Our hour is definitely not good enough for them.
Wilkinson adding that the clean, safe environment is ideal for the youngsters.
We also do babysitting hours, whereas though you can drop off the kids and come back within the hour. We take your contact and your name, and we contact you like 10 minutes prior to the time of pickup.
Fun City Cafe is open from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays and from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekends. Stay with us. Rumiko Knowles is up next with a check on sports.
Welcome to Sports on a Wednesday evening. Good evening all. I'm Rumiko Knowles. Topping sports as virtual learning continues for students across the country. One physical education teacher shares how he is utilizing the Ministry of Education's learning management system to keep his students active during their PE classes. For athletes, physical education is the most exciting subject of the day. PE teacher at Bartlett Hill Primary School, Ramon Deem, says everyone has their way of teaching, but his classes are all about moving and being active.
We're starting the lesson off with exercises because the majority of the day, they sit down in front of their computers. They're not moving. So I start off with a few exercises, get their body movement going, and then we jump straight into the lesson. Before, when they were at school, I used to do more of practical, whereas they are more hands-on. But now that they're not hands-on, I have to do it in reverse now.
And while some students may not have the sporting equipment needed for practical lessons, he substitutes that by teaching sports theory.
Who invented basketball? A lot of the Bahamian athletes who play basketball, like Buddy Hield, Jonquil Jones, get them familiar with these type of stuff so they know.
He also has quizzes for the students.
Like fun game quizzes, just not like a boring quiz, like fun games with interactive quizzes. They have different websites where kids can go on to play different games and quizzes. All right, so we try to make it as fun and creative as possible for the kids to stay engaged. But, we just have to try our best for right now.
Deem says the virtual physical education classes have been going well, and he only has attendance issues.
Because a lot of the kids, they probably don't have the Wi-Fi or the tablets to join into the PE classes. Okay, so that's the only problem I would say that. But for the most part, kids are really responding to it well and they love what we do.
But like most, he's anxious for the students to return.
I can't wait. I am looking forward to that.
Switching gears now, sporting organizations across the country are eager to hear they can resume play. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, says he is consulting with health officials.
Everyone wants to play. And I can personally say I can't give you an idea when sports will return, but I do believe, after discussion with my director, that we believe that the non-contact sports should be able to be played in a short order. But of course, we want to get my lead from my Minister of Health, which is Dr. Dowell, and from the PM.
Now, some non-contact sports include cricket, tennis, golf, bowling, pool, darts, bodybuilding, swimming, gymnastics, track and field, bicycle race, and volleyball. He says federations should submit their safety measures for approval.
We just asking the federations to provide the strategic protocols that they would put in place that make the Minister of Health and his team satisfied that we will keep COVID under control under these conditions with the non-contact sports, and then later on as we control COVID, bring in the contact sports.
And that's a look at sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Until next time, make it a great one.
Transparency, honesty.
And accountability are what you deserve.
You deserve a smarter grid.
With meters that show you where your energy is going.
A modernized grid that share all the data and allow us to proactively address the issues. A resilient grid that notifies us the instant your service is disrupted. You deserve the highest standard of service.
With a smarter grid and modern infrastructure. This is why advanced metering infrastructure
is here.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
Becoming a BTC postpaid customer is fast and easy. And what's more, by signing up, the deals are instant. Tell us about some of the deals available for postpaid customers.
Well, we always have amazing deals available for our postpaid customers. We have up to 75% off any device that we carry. And you can also get up to $300 off of a phone if you're an existing customer. A new customer, you can get a free phone. And that's some of the amazing deals that we have at any of our major stores.
Let's talk again about switching over from prepaid to postpaid.
Okay, when you switch over from prepaid to postpaid with any carrier, you can keep your same number and you can come into a BTC store and your service will not be interrupted at all. Your friends and family won't even know that you made the switch.
And for new customers, what is the process like for them to become postpaid customers?
For a new customer, you just walk into the store, have a government-issued IDs, passport, driver's license, stuff like that. And once you do that, it'll be that simple. You could just visit one of our reps and they'll help you.
And tell us about some of the postpaid packages.
We have packages to suit any lifestyle and any budget. And whether you're homeschool, whether you have working from home, whatever it is, we have something here that will suit your budget.
So what are you waiting for? Visit any of our BTC locations and sign up and become a postpaid customer. It's fast, it's easy, and it's rewarding. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corval Pyfrom. Be well, and be back here next BTC Connection.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Patrice Johnson, you are our Facebook friend today. Thank you for your loyal support. And we want to say a special happy birthday to Emmanuel Manny Wallace and Giselle Blatch. We hope you are having a fantastic birthday. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight continues. Coming up in the National Report, the minister responsible for NIB meeting with the employees of National Insurance Board. Concerns raised about the preservation of the historic Adelaide community, and an assessment of health facilities in the southern Bahamas underway. The National Report continues in a moment.
Care
are your COVID-19 isolation tips. Protecting others while in quarantine or self-isolation. While in quarantine or self-isolation, use safety measures to protect yourself and community from spreading COVID-19. Being in quarantine or self-isolation can make you feel anxious or stressed. Ensure that you take care of your emotions. Physical distancing does not mean socially disconnected. Stay connected with family and friends digitally. Keep a daily routine. Exercise daily, get rest, eat healthy, engage in activities, avoid unhealthy behaviors, and seek information from credible sources. You are not alone. Contact our hotline at 819-7652 or any of the numbers that appear on your screen.
Good evening. This is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Jamila Mizik. Topping news, employees of the National Insurance Board getting a special visit from the minister responsible, the Honorable Miles LaRota, early this morning. It's all a part of the Davis administration's commitment to ensuring that new ministers get acquainted with their portfolios while outlining some of their plans over the next years. LaDon Davis picks up the story.
He may be new to politics, but minister responsible for the National Insurance Board, the Honorable Miles LaRota, is no stranger to the public facility. Before his tour, LaRota met briefly with NIB executives, the media, and board members to discuss the way forward and announced that boards will be finalized by the end of this week. When asked if the unemployment assistance program that has shelled out millions of dollars in a year will continue well after the September deadline, LaRota responded this way.
The PLP as an organization, politically and in governance, have always been mindful of those who are underprivileged, those who are the vulnerable of society. And not every decision that will be made by the government will be made in terms of dollar value, but the assistance that we could bring in alleviating the pain. So that will continue in the near future until we have a definitive how long it will be going on.
LaRota also touched on last-minute contracts that were allegedly awarded under the previous administration. While he could not say how long the suspension of such contracts will be, he did say that they are currently under review.
I have had discussions with the managing director with regards to service contracts and contracts of employment. Until I have a firm understanding of where that situation is, I will just say we are looking into those matters. I gave instructions that there should be a pause. We will look at everything in its totality and not just one-offs, with a view of coming up with a fair answer to those.
And while we await the outcome of those contracts, LaRota confirmed that the Davis administration will be looking into the National Health Insurance Scheme.
For the last two PLP administrations, that was on the agenda. For some reason, it never got off the ground in its entirety. I think the Prime Minister would have mentioned catastrophic care, but I could tell you that National Health Insurance is also a high priority of this Prime Minister, and we look forward to a day where cookouts and stakeouts would be a thing of the past. The exact form I can't say, but we would like in this 5 years to put that baby to bed on whether the Bahamas will have national health insurance.
LaDon Davis, ZNS Network News.
Minister of the Environment and Natural Resources, the Honorable Vaughn Miller, touring the historic Adelaide community as it stands as one of the most significant historic sites in the capital, but also one spread across a delicate ecosystem. As our Lloyd Allen tells us in this report, concerns have raised regarding the preservation of this area, with the minister committing to correcting some of those challenges.
A community rich in history and culture, the Adelaide community. Environmental Minister, the Honorable Vaughn Miller, touring various parts of this community with the goal of preserving it for future generations. That tour starting at the Adelaide Community Park.
It's even beginning here in the park, as you can see. Much work needs to be done. But I'm happy to state that a contract has been signed.
According to the minister, that contract signed over a year ago, and he intends to consult with stakeholders to execute repairs. Additionally, a visit was made to the Adelaide Community Clinic, and according to nurse in charge Tamala Sweeting, while the clinic works well for many patients of the area, there are occasions where there is no physician. She explains the response by the clinic.
What we do, we would call them in advance to let them know that there's no doctor, and we schedule them.
Miller also making a visit to the Adelaide Primary School, where Principal Psyche Black noted the excitement of future plans to launch a kindergarten center designed for around 15 scholars.
So far, our registration for that area has been a little slow, but we're encouraging parents that we are taking 4-year-olds, and of course, we need a janitress to go along with that. If we do have space, we will also take 3-year-olds in it. It's a brand new building.
Director of the Forestry Unit, Christopher Russell, also present during that tour and spoke of the topography of the area and the need for future protection.
Well, there are two areas of protection we want to advance. The first is the MPAs, Marine Protected Areas, which has already been advanced by the government. We've identified significant areas of marine environments that are now protected and are now gazetted. The second phase is the land terrestrial areas or protected areas, and so these wetlands will be a part of that system of protection on the land side under the Forestry Act. So Adelaide comprises a significant wetland called Corrie Sound.
The minister also toured the historic bridge in the area, which has served as an attraction to both locals and visitors for years. As the tour concluded, Miller noted concerns of indiscriminate dumping in the area.
Growing up not too many years ago, it used to be cleanliness is next to godliness. At this day and time, I'm not sure what we've done with cleanliness, but we intend to restore it to its original place.
Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Health officials wrapped up their tour of the southern Bahamas recently, conducting assessments on Inagua, Mayaguana, Acklins, and Crooked Island. Fern Carey tells us what those assessments revealed after health officials toured Crooked Island.
Assessments conducted by Ministry of Health officials on Crooked Island revealed the need for urgent repairs to healthcare facilities in that community. Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says the upgrades are necessary to ensure that patients and medical staff are protected, especially in the face of COVID-19.
The clinic is not in good condition. There's roof leaks, and the size of the clinic is inappropriate for the current emergency medical protocols we need to implement as a result of COVID-19. I've spoken to the doctor, Dr. Scavala, and his support staff, and now we understand what are some of the immediate needs for the clinic itself, including supplies, COVID supplies, personal protective equipment, and other equipment that is necessary for him to be able to function effectively at this outpost.
In this vein, the short-term needs at the clinic in Spring Point will now be addressed immediately.
Already there's been some cases of COVID-19 that had to go out on emergency flights, and there's some logistical problems that exist that is putting some of our staff at unnecessary risk. We need to solve those conditions immediately.
Work is also expected to continue on a number of clinics in that area.
Prior to leaving office in our last administration, there were some clinics that were under renovations and construction that were left for the last 5 years. And so we need now to go in there and begin to activate that work again to ensure that the residents have the healthcare resources they need on the island, and our medical staff are in an environment that they can function effectively.
Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Pan American Health Organization officials leading an ambitious charge to boost vaccine administration in the region. Their latest campaign, according to PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Etienne, for each country in the Americas to vaccinate 40% of its population by the end of 2021. The news comes after the Bahamas has reached a milestone of its own, fully vaccinating more than 100,000 persons to date. According to PAHO statistics, that puts the Bahamas just about 13% shy of the 40% goal.
Our region has embraced vaccines, and 39% of people are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 across Latin America and the Caribbean. It is also encouraging to see that 26 countries and territories in the Americas have already immunized 40% or more of their populations.
The director also noting that the leading cause of such low vaccine uptake rates is vaccination hesitancy. She says for this, countries must train their healthcare workers.
Health workers are trusted sources of information for patients. So we encourage countries, especially those in the Caribbean, where vaccinations have been highly politicized, to train their health workforce at all levels so they have all the information that they need to answer the questions of patients and to help them understand the benefits of vaccine.
Still to come, new policies to be implemented to assist the works of the Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee, and a shot in the arm for the tourism industry as Disney Cruise Lines makes a return to the Caribbean region.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
Visitor arrivals have picked up on the island of Grand Bahama. General Manager of the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Stephen Johnson, said he's optimistic that this trend will continue in the months to come.
We are optimistic about the growth here on Grand Bahama. I mean, there's so much to do. I mean, look at the water outside. It's just amazing. Diving, fishing, boating, romance are seen to be one of the #1 drivers here on Grand Bahama, but there's so much things to do here. We have our one of the #1 diving experiences in the world, Tiger Beach outside the West End, and also Shark Junction just outside of Lucaya, and seem to be an attraction for divers coming in from all over the world to explore, and so Grand Bahama is a dive haven, and we are so optimistic about everything going on here in Grand Bahama with our ATV tours. We have boating, we have fishing, you name it, we've got it here, and of course food. Freeport, Lucaya is our kind of metropolitan area where we have high-end restaurants, and it goes, we also have mid to lower-end restaurants, experiences or whatever. The West End is really our conch capital, where you can go and have the only pickled conch in the Bahamas is done in West End. And it is an unbelievable experience that we have here in Grand Bahama. So there's so much things going on in Grand Bahama. We're really happy. And Grand Bahamians are so hospitable, despite going through all of the the pandemic and Dorian. We seem to find a way to survive and to make it. We look forward to some economic development here on the island.
To stay abreast on what's happening in tourism on all of our family islands, visit tourismtoday.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super-fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
KFC Saucy Wings gives you the choice. A precisely calculated chicken-to-sauce ratio for that perfect wing experience, or a totally wild, completely coated sauce adventure that transcends traditional flavor boundaries. Whatever your choice, get sauced with KFC Saucy Wings for the perfect amount of flavor. Saucy Wings at KFC Nassau. So good.
Welcome back. An analysis of the country's crime situation shows a slight reduction in major crimes of just 2% over the 9-month period of January to September. However, preliminary stats show that crimes against the person climbed by 26%, with 643 incidents compared to 509 in 2020. As disclosed by police officials during today's briefing, there was a 33% increase in New Providence, a 5% increase in Grand Bahama, and 39% decrease in the Family Islands. A closer look reflects a 61% jump in homicides, with 87 such incidents to date. 79 of those crimes took place in New Providence, a 5% increase in Grand Bahama, and 2 in the Family Islands. Compare that to the overall count of 54 murders in 2020. As it stands, the solvency rate sits at 59%. Meantime, for the period under review, property crimes dipped by 7%, with 2,330 incidents compared to 2,510 the year prior. Meanwhile, police advising members of the public about a new trend emerging in identity theft, where scammers have been offering free Wi-Fi to customers using Island Pay services in an attempt to steal their personal information. Police say scammers have asked customers to use their phones to scan QR codes purporting to be from Island Pay, which has allowed scammers to steal the identity of customers. Members of the public are advised to exercise caution when accessing Wi-Fi services or downloading QR codes, as they are becoming avenues through which scammers can target victims. Stay with us, there's more news right after this break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
How's your day going?
In a word, busy. 6 a.m. gym, 7 a.m. breakfast, 8 a.m. drop the kids to school, 9 to 3 back-to-back meetings with working lunch, of course, 4 p.m. pick up the kids, 4:15 dog groomer. Oh, but that reminds me, oh dear.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, I double booked my 6 p.m. charity committee versus helping out at the kids' ballet. Oh, it's a tough one. I promised the kids.
Which one are you going to reschedule?
Neither. Divide and conquer. My husband can handle his own on the dance floor.
It's a good thing your money's been just as busy.
RF, keeping your money busy with investment products and services that match your needs.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
The 9-member team comprising of the Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee continuing its work throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. The committee was established in September of 2019 to review and subsequently cause to be expunged the criminal records of first-time offenders 21 years and younger. While the committee's work continues, they have been mandated to include 2 significant policies. Carla Palmer reports.
When the Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee members met this Tuesday, they had before them for consideration 13 applications, all of them from people right here in New Providence seeking to have their records expunged for minor crimes. To date, Chairman of the committee, Mr. Paul Farquharson, says he and his team have reviewed some 200 applications, expunged 31 so far, and 27 referred to the prerogative of Mercy Committee.
We've had 2 matters. Those persons who applied a bit too early. We have had several matters, I think 4 or 5 of them recommended for counseling.
The committee, however, is poised for an increase in applications ahead. This, as the government has instructed that those persons charged under the COVID-19 emergency order for minor offenses, including breach of the curfew, apply for their records to be expunged.
As announced by the Minister of National Security 2 weeks ago, these matters ought to be brought before the committee almost immediately. Those persons who have been contravene the curfew and paid their fines, and we have a few of those applications before us today.
An additional significant inclusion in the entire process by the committee will impact victims in a positive way.
As a part of the incoming government's policy going forward, we want, and part of that new policy to be added to our consideration for the expungement of records, is that the victims of various crimes, those persons who are victims of serious crimes, will be notified, and it will be part of the process in the consideration of expungement.
All of those persons affected, including in our family of islands, are being encouraged to collect an application from the Administrator's Office, or as is the case in Grand Bahama, from the Prime Minister's Office. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network.
Dudley Said is a committee member of the Rehabilitation of Offenders, representing the Northern District of Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini. This Tuesday, he returns to our nation's second city with great news for some 28 people who made application.
The people in Grand Bahama was begging for this day to come. I had phone calls after phone calls. A lot of people want to get their life started. There's a lot of first offenders waiting to get their jobs. So today is a great day for Grand Bahama. Normally, everything is done in New Providence. But today, I have good news for a lot of those folks who always wanted an opportunity to get their record expunged. I went into Bimini. I met with about 20 applicants in Bimini. Those folks in Bimini, I just want to tell them, be patient. Just hold on. Those applicants will get their record expunged also.
Outing the Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee as a positive initiative, Said, however, is cautioning the nation's youth to think before they act.
A lot of times people make mistakes when they're younger, and today they'll have an opportunity to restart their life. So I am elated. I just want to tell young persons, think before you make your mistake. But the committee is here to help. But it's a great day for the folks in Grand Bahama.
2023 is still a years plus off, but it's already shaping up to be a good one for the local tourism industry. And there's good reason why. Disney Cruise Line is planning a return to the Bahamas, the Caribbean, and the Mexican Riviera. If all goes as planned, TCL ships will depart Miami and Port Canaveral, Florida, New Orleans, Galveston, Texas, and San Diego. Bookings open as early as next week, October 21st. Such news comes as the reopening of international borders have led to an increase in foreign travelers. Based on data compiled in the central bank's latest monthly and economic development report, sea traffic increased to 49,459 compared to a mere 8,465 the preceding year, as the uptick in cruise bookings persisted and more ships and ports resume activity. This is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, coming to you live from Freeport, Grand Bahama. We'll be back right after this break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate.
I'm Corbell Pfeiffer. BTC's commitment to Bahamian athletics and our athletes is a long-standing tradition. Through the years, we have stood with and for our athletes, cheering them on locally and wherever their athletic pursuits took them. And now, Olympic gold medalist Stephen Gardner has joined the BTC family.
I remember the many hours with Carol and her team marking the way for sports. I remember this kid who was 5 pounds less than he is now. I wouldn't call him skinny. He just took the track by storm. We couldn't believe it. A young man from Abaco without the necessary training facilities came and beat our best athletes in Nassau. I remember standing next to Mike Sands and Mike saying, boy, this boy is going to be special. And I can tell you that the values that Stephen carried and the values at BDC is a match made in heaven. I want to congratulate BDC and Stephen, of course, on behalf of the Bahamas Olympic Committee. We are pleased with the sponsorship and keep them coming.
From I saw Stevie, one thing came to my mind, I'm going to be an Olympic coach. Okay, and my wife and I, Vera, we spend much time catering to Stevie, but we believe in Stevie from day one. From day one, he's a manly kid. Whoever disciplined him from a child did an excellent job. I had no problem with him at all. No. In fact, he was one of the leaders in my house, keeping the other athletes in check. I saw something great inside of him. I saw from day one that he would be a great ambassador for this country, and I really believed in him. And I'm excited that BGC have the same approach. They believe in him. And I appreciate you guys for coming on board with him and taking care of him.
Welcome aboard, Stevie. We could not be any happier to have you join our family. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Pfeiffer. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Hey, yeah, I just reached. I asked them now because they close in like 5 minutes. Okay, hold on. Oh, sorry. Hi. I heard y'all added more things to pay, like government fees or something.
Yes, sir. We're now accepting payments for Department of Immigration, Department of Labor, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Okay, good. I come to pay a police record and a labor certificate.
Okay, no problem. What's the name?
Uncle Boogaloo.
What's the first name?
Uncle.
And the last?
Boogaloo. You in the system.
Are you paying by cash, sir?
Coins.
Pardon?
Oh, and you could put a couple of them coins on my BPL bill. They just cut me off last night. I don't know what happened. Hey, Uncle, you straight. Yeah, don't forget my horse fish now.
Pay your government fees today at Cash and Go.
Hurricane season is upon us. Be prepared. BAF General can cover your home and belongings with an affordable and comprehensive hurricane plan. Remember, your home may be the largest investment ever. Keep it covered with BAF General Insurance this hurricane season.
BAF, that's BAF for life.
Nature-based tourism supplies almost $50 million in revenue for Androsians every year. These priceless resources will continue to provide renewable benefits for thousands of people for years to come, as long as we take long-term action to preserve what's rightfully ours. The natural environment has played a vital role in our culture and economy for generations. Let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape? Keep your family and home safe with these few fire safety preparation and prevention tips. Ensure that your home has working smoke detectors. They will alert you if there is smoke and fire in your home. Install a smoke detector on every level of your home, inside each bedroom and outside each sleeping area. Test smoke detectors every month and change the batteries every 6 months. Home fires can spread rapidly and every second counts. Create an escape plan and practice it with everyone in your home. Make sure everyone can safely escape in less than 2 minutes. Keep escape routes as clutter-free as possible so no one trips or falls on the way out to an emergency. In addition to smoke detectors, fire extinguishers is an important device to have on hand. To use a fire extinguisher, remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the handle, and sweep from side to side at the base of the fire. We must all do our parts to ensure that our families and homes are safe in the event a fire occurs. On behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Director of Fire Services, and all officers of the Fire Department, let's work together to help prevent fires, because fire safety is everyone's responsibility, and the life you save may be your own.
As the saying goes, give me my flowers while I can smell them. Well, today, Governor General His Excellency Sir Cornelius Smith presented birthday girl Louise Simmons with a floral arrangement and plaque. The country's new centenarian ushered in her birthday with a worship service at St. Agnes Anglican Church today. Greeting her at home was the Governor General, family and friends who belted happy birthday to the former educator. The Governor General noting that God has been kind and gracious for blessing Simmons with long life, as very few people have such an opportunity.
I really want to thank you very, very much for the service that you have given to the Bahamian people. For over 30 years, you have been involved in the training of Bahamians, and for that, on behalf of the government and the people of the Bahamas, I offer you my sincere thanks and congratulations for that service.
It's a great day for me. And I'd like to thank you all who came to help.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us, there's more after the break.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And Step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
At BPL, we are champions of safety.
It is at this core of every decision, every project, and before the start of every job, we think safe and we work safe.
We ensure that our work environment is clean and free of debris, and we perform daily inspection on our equipment, tools, and vehicles. These simple but important steps help us to be more productive and prevent possible injuries.
As employees, we realize that we have a responsibility to ourselves and our coworkers to follow all the necessary protocols. That means wearing the correct PPE for the jobs that we are about to tackle. Hard hats, steel-toe boots, proper eyewear, and company-issued uniforms.
It's a shared responsibility for us. By following these simple but important safety protocols, we will reach our goal of getting to zero. Zero on-the-job injuries and zero lost-time accidents.
The past is what drives us, but it is no more. In it, we learn valuable lessons about where we came from. The future is what we aspire to, but it is yet to be written. Thinking about it allows us to plan for a better tomorrow. The present is the only thing we possess right now. It is the moment when we rise to the occasion, so that we stand in the beauty and wonder of who we are. Where our strength really matters, because our resilience speaks for itself. We plan for where we are today, a strong company, a powerful network, built by the people, for the people, because we believed in best, because we lived for the moments, and we delivered. You know what we were, and now you get to see who we are. We are alive.
Here, these for you. These must have got false bottom, because they look empty to me.
Not for long. You taking us shopping right now.
For what?
Things you're gonna need in case you can't get out of your house after a natural disaster.
We know when we had one hurricane around here.
That's it. We get too lax. It ain't only hurricane, we got to worry about, You know, we could have tsunami, or we could have earthquake. And they don't give you no time to go shopping.
What kind of earthquake?
Scientists just find one faulty line over there by McGuana. And even though they say it's stationary, it's there. So we need to go and get our survival kit.
Like what?
What you mean, like what? Plastic bag to put your important papers in, like water, medication, flashlight, radio, canned goods, things you need, things you might need, just in case you can't get out of your house after a natural disaster. These 2 plastic containers, the children them could hang them up in their special colors so they could know what they're looking for when you send them to look for it.
That's one thing I like about you. You always ready.
Education officials taking steps to enhance the virtual learning platform for students in the southern Bahamas to ensure that they are not disadvantaged in the midst of this ongoing COVID pandemic. Fern Carey reports.
Following a recent tour of schools in Mayaguana, Inagua, Crooked Island, and Acklins, education officials now see the need to improve the virtual learning platform for students. This as virtual learning is the primary mode of instruction across the country as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Minister of State for Education, the Honorable Zane Lightbourne, spoke to the educational needs of students in the southern Bahamas.
The virtual platform was initially created for the islands that didn't have teachers, all subjects. And so to make education more equitable, we sought to use a virtual platform, or education would have sought to use a virtual platform to address the needs of students when it comes to all subject areas. And so the expansion of the system for students to completely be virtual has caused us to need reliable internet, reliable electricity, and these are things that definitely have to be addressed along with the other structural improvements that would need to be made for students to be back on campus.
Minister Lightbourne also detailed his findings after touring Crooked Island.
The electricity here, the supply isn't such a problem, and they have good spacing for all of their students to possibly come as soon as health gives us the clearance for that. And with health doing the tour along with us, we're able to see firsthand all the needs that need to be addressed. But Crooked Island, definitely, we were pleasantly surprised by the state of the structures here at Crooked Island.
With more and more people getting the COVID jab, Lightbourne says students may be able to return to the classroom within weeks.
The idea is to be ready for when the doctors say it's time to go. When Dr. Davin and his team says we are able to now move within about 2 weeks to a hybrid model, and that's what the meeting today was about, to meet with the team, to do a proper assessment, and to make those determinations.
Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean.
In our first look at weather outside of our studios, we are under mostly sunny skies with a temperature of 84 degrees, a relative humidity 74%. We have northeast winds at 9 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,014.3 millibars, that's 29.92 inches, and the pressure is falling. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 82 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Tour, Key, Marshall, Babaco, 81 degrees, 83 in the Berry Islands, Alistown, Bimini, 84, 83 in Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Alderstown, Cat Island, both reporting 85 degrees, 84 in Black Point, Exuma, and Kemps Bay, South Andros. Fresh Creek in Central Andros at 83 degrees, 85 in San Salvador, Rum Key and Georgetown, Exuma, Rygat Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklins, all at 86, Matthewtown, Inagua, 87, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the northwest and central islands, northeast to east winds to speeds around 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will take place tonight at 9:14. For the southeast Bahamas, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Now, as of tomorrow, which is Thursday, in the northwest and central islands, we'll have a northeast to east winds once again, speeds 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide 9:18 in the morning, with the high tide at 3:45 in the afternoon. For the southeastern islands on Thursday, the winds become northeast at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights remaining at 2 to 4 feet. And as we go into Friday, for all areas of the Bahamas, north to northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4. Low tide 10:28 in the morning, with a high tide at 4:48 in the afternoon. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
In locations, super savings and quality products. That's super value and quality supermarkets. Pound cake 8-inch, $5.99. Rainbow spaghetti and meatballs 15-ounce, 2 for $1.79. Olivia vegetable oil 48-ounce, $5.29. Sweet navel oranges 2 for $1.19. Premium boneless chuck steak or roast $5.99 per pound. Open Monday through Saturday 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's super value and quality supermarkets.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
When a hurricane strikes, there are many critical needs to survival. Water is one of them. Access to clean water to drink, bathe, and wash things is often hard to come by, particularly in remote areas. While it's tempting to use whatever water is available, there are a few things that you should do to make sure that your drinking water is safe to consume or use. Boiling your water is one of them. Boiling water kills most pathogens that can be harmful. If your water is cloudy, filter it through a clean cloth or portable filter. You should boil filtered water for 1 minute, cool, and then store in a clean container with the lid. If boiling your water is not an option, you can disinfect it with bleach. Use 1/8 teaspoon or 8 drops per gallon, then let it stand for 30 minutes. Remember, this water should be stored in a clean container with a lid. Ensuring the highest level of food, animal, and plant safety in the Bahamas. This message is brought to you by the Bahamas Agricultural Health and Food Safety Authority and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Taking a look at sports, 2 years after Hurricane Dorian, one athlete is making the most of unfortunate circumstances. Amajal Knowles has that story.
He's not Mr. Olympia 2020, nor is he the comic book character Daredevil. He's mild-mannered Abaconian Charleston Cornish, budding physique competitor. Mortal man pushing muscles to extreme limits paints a visible picture of Charleston in preparation for local and international competitions. Hidden, though, are the scars of Hurricane Dorian that destroyed his family's 3-room wooden home, left them seeking refuge in a Hyundai vehicle in Dunnistown, Abaco.
I didn't experience the hurricane while it was going on, but my family did. I did experience the after effects of it, dealing with my family. We had to transition to the U.S. for about 6 months, and then after that, we came here to Nassau. And the only thing I could say, God was with us through it all.
Losing his job in the capital as a result of the storm, Charleston became a certified personal trainer, an easy transition after deciding to take physical fitness seriously, especially since he was a chubby child growing up. His fitness journey continues as he's seeking to obtain his IFBB Pro card, a journey that requires extreme and intense workouts.
I feel like I get the most out of my workouts whenever they are intense. I feel like it's effective for me, and it keeps the passion and the drive going. It always keeps me hungry. I don't like to come into the gym and just, browse around and have a lazy workout. It doesn't benefit me none.
While Charleston's Pro card journey is a priority, equally as important is assisting his displaced family of 4 returning to a life in Abaco.
To this day, I still, trust and believe that everything is going to work itself out. Every day isn't perfect, but, once you wake up thankful and grateful for life, yeah, I think that's what it is.
For ZNS Network News, I'm Amajal Knowles.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Here are your COVID-19 isolation tips. Protecting others while in quarantine or self-isolation. While in quarantine or self-isolation, use safety measures to protect yourself and community from spreading COVID-19. Being in quarantine or self-isolation can make you feel anxious or stressed. Ensure that you take care of your emotions. Physical distancing does not mean socially disconnected. Stay connected with family and friends digitally. Keep a daily routine. Exercise daily, get rest, eat healthy, engage in activities, avoid unhealthy behaviors, and seek information from credible sources. You are not alone. Contact our hotline at 819-7652 or any of the numbers that appear on your screen.
Do you know that adherence is more than taking medications? It calls to you to stick to the medical regimen as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Please keep your lab appointments, as these determine the effects medications are having on your body. Follow-up doctor's appointments are necessary, as this is the time when the doctor performs a physical examination and discusses any test results and any concerns or issues you may have with your course of treatment. Sticking to prescribed diet and exercise regimens can improve medication effectiveness and contributes to overall health and well-being. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
The Dixon Hill Lighthouse on San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down fake waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In our replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
Influenza, or the flu as it is commonly called, is a viral illness that usually occurs between the months October to March. The virus is transmitted from person to person through coughing, sneezing, or talking. Symptoms include fever, cough, headache, runny nose, generalized body aches, and fatigue. There is no specific treatment for the flu, and the symptoms usually dissipate after 3 to 7 days. Because it is caused by a virus, antibiotics are not used to treat the flu. Persons are encouraged to rest and drink lots of fluids. Panadol is recommended for fever and body aches associated with the flu. However, aspirin should be avoided due to the risk of bleeding. To decrease the spread of flu, persons are encouraged to get their flu shot annually and practice good cough hygiene. Additional information can be provided by your community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
And now for your final look at weather, here is Basil Dean.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, we continue to monitor this little area of low pressure just to the east of the southeast Bahamas. It is nudging towards the northeast, but we expect it to shift towards the east tomorrow and accelerate towards the east, so that will be moving very quickly away from the Bahamas. Satellite pictures, you can see the clouds and showers associated with that system well offshore, and it will remain offshore. Another area just to the south of Hispaniola that's also connected with that tropical wave, which will then be moving towards the east. Over the Bahamas, we still have that upper level low spinning over the northwest Bahamas, and that will continue to fire up pockets of showers and thunderstorms as well. Tonight, we're going in for partly cloudy conditions. There could be a late night shower developing with a low temperature of 76 degrees. And tomorrow, you're looking at partly sunny with sporty showers, particularly in the afternoon hours after about 2 o'clock. 85 degrees for your high temperature, and your extended weather forecast, mid-80s throughout the cycle. Showers remaining in the forecast right into Friday, but things will dry out quite nicely on Saturday. The weekend looking pretty good weather-wise, and that should continue into the early part of next week.
That does it for the Bahamas tonight. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Jamila Mizik. Thanks for watching, and good night.
You're watching the ZNS